And now the schools all through Virginia, they're trying to get you to give them permission to evaluate your child and put them in special ed for reading problems. Why would you do that when you know the reading problem was caused by the COVID quarantine? Right. The last time your child received consistent instruction was 2 years ago. How dare you let some coon or some cracker come to you and say, Raheem is reading 2 grades behind. I guess so. That's the last time you taught him. Shaquita's math is struggling. I guess so. She had to sit in front of a computer for a whole year. If the teacher is boring in the class, you know damn well she's boring in the laptop. But because they know black parents don't know their rights and we get into a Caucasian coma whenever we walk into the school building, we stop thinking for ourselves and our children. They say just sign here. We want to test them and see if they got a learning problem. So now all these schools who need money, they're exploiting black kids for special ed dollars, and y'all going right along with it. I wish I would let them test my child after my baby been home all year and y'all ain't taught them nothing. Come on, y'all. I got to do a better job than that. And then we waited for Joe Biden to make the schools better. We waited for Obama to make the schools better. We waited for Trump, Clinton, Bush, Jimmy Carter to make the schools better. I'm here to tell you, Virginia, the schools ain't gonna never get made better by the politicians. They're like police brutality will never be conquered by the politicians. You wanna know why? Because the 2 biggest and largest and most powerful unions in America are who? Teachers and police. Oh yeah. You wanna be governor of Virginia? You wanna be mayor of Norfolk? You wanna be mayor of Richmond? You wanna be a U.S. Senator for the state of Virginia? You know you don't ever talk about making the teachers do a better job. You don't ever talk about holding police accountable for killing and beating up black folks. Because the teachers and the police, they run the politicians. They got the votes, they got the money, and they got the political clout. Nobody takes on the teachers and the police. They talk about it when they running to get your silly black vote. They talk about it when they running to get your silly black vote. You ain't seen no president, no governor, no state rep, U.S. rep, state senator, U.S. senator, council person ever do anything to make the schools better in Norfolk, and you never will. That's political suicide to them devils. Taking on a teachers union, are you crazy? Taking on a fraternal order of police, are you crazy? Isn't it amazing that the 2 most powerful unions in America are the police and the teachers? They use the white woman to miseducate your son, and then her husband locks him up when she done. And they living in the suburbs of Norfolk, $300,000 household off of your child's miseducation. So Joe Biden got money for the Afghanis, money for the Mexicans, laws for the Asians, laws for the transgenders. And what does he do? I keynoted Juneteenth in Atlanta at Olympic Park, right? This past June. And like the day before the event, Joe Biden signs an executive order making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Negroes are celebrating. Negroes is happy. The gays and the Asians got rights and resources. The Afghanis and the Mexicans got some damn money. You got a holiday and thought that meant something. And y'all think he gave you the holiday because it's something good for us. No, it's not. Joe Biden federalized Juneteenth to kill Juneteenth. Whenever the U.S. government adopts one of your holidays, they do it to kill it. Look at Dr. King Day. We got that in the 1980s. Before the government took Dr. King Day from us, we celebrated Dr. King. There was Dr. King programs all over Black America. All in the schools, all on TV. Dr. King Day was real before Uncle Sam stole it. But the minute they signed that Dr. King federal holiday, Dr. King Day been about everything other than Dr. King. They didn't turn Dr. King's birthday into a cleanup day. What the hell that got to do with that man? He wasn't a trash man. But on Dr. King Day, you're supposed to go out and clean. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with cleaning the neighborhood. We should do that every day. But you don't let them use one of your ancestors' memories as a scapegoat to let the city workers not do their job. Dr. King Day don't carry no weight no more. Remember when Black History Month was independent from the government? When I was growing up, Black History Month was everything. 28 days, everything. Public library, the black community, TV, radio, Black history speaking contest, spelling bees. I still remember to this day. My consciousness was born in the Black History Month celebrations in my elementary school. Did you see Black History Month last year? I'm not sure if I seen a single program on TV. And the ones I did see was multicultural. They was paying more attention to the black LGBTQs and transgenders than regular black folks. The minute the federal government started celebrating Black History Month and gave it a postage stamp, they killed it. Let's go to Kwanzaa. Before the government started endorsing Kwanzaa and put Kwanzaa on a postage stamp, Kwanzaa was real. Y'all remember how powerful them 7 nights was? Kwanzaa was strong. Have you seen it lately? Now, we still got some Kwanzaa programming, but it's nothing like it used to be. And some of the responsibility for that mistake must be laid at the feet of the founder of Kwanzaa, Dr. Maulana Karenga. Because Dr. Karenga, for a long time, held out that only Africans could participate in Kwanzaa. Then he got a little soft with it, and he said non-Africans can participate, but they can't lead the celebration. Big mistake. That's all white folks needed to hear. The minute he said white folks can participate, they started participating. And they took out the meaning of Kwanzaa. It's not even relevant no more. Because your problem is you don't believe in keeping anything to yourself. Let me ask you a question, Virginia. Is there anything sacred to black people in this country? Is there anything that nobody can wear but black people? Is there anything nobody can enter but black people? Is there anything nobody can do but black people? Is there anything nobody can own but black people? Because in everybody's culture, they have untouchables. They have untouchables. I'm not sure if there's anything untouchable in the black community. And if there's nothing untouchable, there's nothing sacred. And the people who don't hold anything sacred are people without respect. When Kwanzaa come around, everybody in McDonald's got a Kwanzaa hat on. When Black History Month come around, everybody in Walmart got on a Black History pin. Every holiday you got gets exploited by white capitalism for money. Have you ever seen them do that to the Jews' Hanukkah? Does McDonald's exploit Jewish Hanukkah? European Jews ain't gonna have that. You are not gonna commercialize something that is sacred to my culture. But you can do it to black folks. We think they're actually embracing us when all they're doing is making a mockery of you. I remember once upon a time, you couldn't buy no black history stuff and you couldn't buy nothing for Kwanzaa in the Macy's or the supermarket. Do you know you can go to Macy's in Saks Fifth Avenue? They sell Kwanzaa Kanoras and everything. You can get a whole starter kit from crackers for Kwanzaa. True story. I was in Marshall's and they had a whole Kwanzaa starter kit. I heard Barnes & Noble coming out with a Hotep starter kit. A Black Lives Matter button. A red, black, and green flag made in China. A locks wig. Nothing sacred in our culture, nothing. We scared to say hands off because we want to be accepted by everybody so much that we done gave up our respect. White folks are even colonizing African spirituality now. I'm an Ifa devotee. I practice the Yoruba tradition. That's where my ancestors come from. But guess what? White folks are being initiated into traditional African spiritual systems. Yes. I remember I got invited to go and speak at the O.P.A ceremony. That's the ceremony for the big tree, under which Bookman had the spiritual ceremony that initiated the Haitian Revolution. O.P.A, I got invited to Brooklyn. Oh yes, Haitian Revolution, August 21st. I'm born on August 21st. Let's go! I get to Brooklyn, and I'm looking for who's in charge. I see all these black folks. I know one of them in charge. And guess what they show me? A little nasty white lady in charge of them. I said, I know. I said, her? This is Haitian Revolution. They said, yeah, she's the queen bee. The white lady is running the O.P.A celebration in New York City. I go to Louisiana, go speak in New Orleans. I'm down in the French Quarter. I'm in the voodoo shops getting me some Florida water. You know, I look for anything to keep the coons off me. So I walk into one of the biggest Haitian voodoo shops. It's a white man selling the stuff. I'm thinking he's just working. This devil start telling me how he's being trained to be a mambo in the voodoo tradition. And then he also bragged about how he's being trained by the highest ranking New Orleans voodoo queen in the country. Selling our secrets to white folks for money. What is sacred? I saw a Chinese man get initiated in Africa, and then they made him a king. And y'all saw it on TV. All these African brothers carrying this damn Chinese man. Yes. King Bruce Lee or some shit. I don't know. But when I was in China, they treat black people like garbage. In China, whatever date is on your visa, if you're supposed to be in China from January the 1st to January the 15th, if you haven't flown out by January 16th, they send a whole Gestapo squad through the hood looking for you. They kick in doors and everything. They do not let no black folks, even if you come from America, you are not staying in China one day extra than what's on your visa. Guess what else I learned in China? God is my witness. The brothers and sisters from America who live, they say, guess what, Doc? It's a snow bunny crisis over here. Of black men mating and marrying the Chinese women, and they really ain't got no backside. But anyway, flatter than a goose. Listen! They told me that when a black man impregnates a Chinese woman and does not marry her,